Oh my God, it's time.
But yeah, we finally got into it. I think you pushed the start button.
Yeah, I pressed the start button.
Okay,
you know,
finally,
casters start the game.
Button. Thank you.
We've done it. I've talked enough. I'm happy with ourselves, Launders. So let's get into the action and let's let these players speak for themselves. Esperanto with a deadly looking picture and Betway with some deadly odds. 1.44 to the favor of Vitality. And seeing as they do have major players in that lineup, you kind of have to give them the edge.
Yeah, you would definitely think so. So we've got just a basic default here. Everybody's holding their positions, waiting for pushes. And the CTs have enough map control that they don't have to do much more. Esperanto has got a tricky angle on underpass and doesn't know if 5 players are just going to pop up out of nowhere. But it doesn't seem like that'll be the case for now, at least. Cool part about this position is that since he has his teammate watching top mid for him, if someone shows up, they can try to tag team them. And if no one shows up, well, he can be a fast flank and a big flank around to his site.
Oh, hello, Nexa. Goodbye, NBK. That's the bomb carrier spotted immediately, too. So the play kind of comes to a pause. Vitality, they wanted to show that bomb.
Oh, he knows.
Oh, Esperanto, he's going to catch the rotate. Now this entire B push, this attempt into the site, what's it got them? Map control, sure. I mean, I don't understand how that play works without securing that mid control, because if you have a CT pushed up into your spawn, this is exactly what could have happened.
Yeah, I think the key is that, you know, they're not expecting Valiance to be that far up mid already, which is what's cool about the setup that they have. So if they really covered every option, then maybe they go clear mid out first, but they thought the simple fake would be good enough, and it was not. They also lost Nexo, who I think they assumed would... They wanted to show bomb. I don't think they wanted him to die.
Right, NBK dying there.
They just wanted to show bomb, so one person takes his foot off of B, and then as soon as that happens, they jump out and try to enter the site. So it's almost a fake, but it's meant to just distract B for just 1 second so that they can pounce as soon as they get any information, like somebody peeking B, for example. But overall, the setup from Valiance was just so nice.
Yeah, that mid-aggression from Esperanto really shut things down. Like you said, the NBK death over towards ramp, that kind of slows things down. So while Vitality are slowed down, not on their own decision, Valiance are also pedal to the metal. And it's Vitality to try and charge this time. To the bottom of mid, they'll go straight into Esperanto as Apex slips them the tongue and finds himself a plant on the A site.
Yeah, without asking, right? Okay. Didn't ask for that either. Just assaulted the entire stream.
2-0. Good start. And some cash here for the Frenchman.
Not too bad. I like their logo and stuff. It looks kind of like a streetwear brand.
Yeah, you like that?
Valiance & Co.
It's a little bit like the Boxer Bomber if someone took a bite out of it.
Yeah, someone munched the logo? Yeah, I want some money for that.
Well, money is all around. Again, bomb plant here for Vitality. Plenty of kills for Valiance. They're going to be fine and dandy, grabbing all the grenades they can. There's an op up for ZywOo immediately. And Otto flies to the bottom of mid, smoke off to the top, and falls because of the Molotov as ZywOo hunts for a kill.
Yeah, I think initially just tried to do the cat jump to see over top of the top cat smoke, but fails. But makes it look like it's all on purpose. Very important to do. ZywOo wins his opening duel. Otto goes down in the connector. Resmokes out to window, and NBK is going to activate his lurk, and it's going to be pretty successful, you think. A labored spray ends up netting him a kill. But now his position is known. He's taken a bit of damage. And it's cleanup time for Valiance, as Vitality have a distinct advantage. Very early in the round, they can make a choice.
Ooh, flashbang. Apex, not even sure if he's dead, but Esperanto's going to go ahead and double down. So 2 versus 2, and I love these sorts of situations. However, Hunter versus RPK goes the way of Vitality, and Esperanto's going to have to double up his frag count here in this round. He knows exactly where they're at, gets the dink off towards NBK, but can't quite finish his kill. He was pinched between a rock and an RPK.
Yeah, it could be a hard place. I feel like it's a hard-bodied citizen. But I wouldn't want him to run into me, I feel like.
Next time Vitality are on screen, I just realized RPK looks like an older version of ZywOo. They're sitting side by side.
RPK looks like he was on The Sopranos.
Yep. Man's a mechanic. Drives a beautiful car.
Cool. Very cool. Thanks for that. Thanks for that fact. That's cool.
Just letting you know, man.
Appreciate it.
Here to share the love. And Esperanto wants to share the op. Zywoo slips past him to the top of mid behind the box. And it's that underpass play again from Vitality.
Alex. Oh, is that angle good enough? Flash comes out. They're going to be able to dodge that, right?
Easy.
Seems like they might, and Hunter just goes right out for that kill. Knows how it's going to end up. And make sure to play that angle perfectly. Apex lurks out into the A site, gets traded in the window. Esperanto, can he get two? No, RPK spacing is too good to catch the op-off cycle.
Yep, Otto now just with the Deeg, trying to keep both RPK and NBK aback. But alas, he has fallen, and the A site cracked wide open. Letney and Hunter both like mid-rotation at the moment, and RPK, he's not gonna let off the murder hole. He's not gonna let him come crawling through. Knows exactly where Letney's at. Walks straight into the crosshair. That's an easy kill for RPK.
And now Hunter, he's just gonna want to save. At this point, could be worried about a number of different positions. Not even sure how he falls off in the situation, but probably is worried that they could be flanking in through B. Ultimately, if he's quick enough, should be fine to get one, but won't have any targets coming his way.
Yeah, he's just perched like a hawk.
Is a hunter hawk? Is that a
Yeah, I think
hawk?
hawks are good hunters.
Hawks are hunters, yeah.
That's where I was going with it.
There we go. That's it, 2-2. It's interesting round from Vitality. They pulled that lurk off from Apex, and it's such a quick lurk. I mean, he walks up connector and pretty much doesn't stop the entire round. So getting his one kill and getting traded out is good. But it was really about how quickly RPK was able to trade his next frag in window with Esperanto. Gave him absolutely no time to get that op back on cycle to hit his shot. I think that was the most impressive thing. Double smoke to top mid by accident. Or was it by accident? I wonder if they needed the full smoke to make sure that connector and the cat player could not see.
Securing vision, preventing the info, and then going all in through the apps. That's the plan here from Vitality. They've even blocked off Archway, so they don't clear the corner. That's where Esperanto is going to strike from, and he's got support all around him. That op in the hands of Hunter is good for two, and it is Vitality falling, being unraveled at the seams, so it seems, until Zywoo will be attempting this clutch. 1v2 and an excellent Deagle headshot. It's just Hunter up. The spam shots are there, but still both players stand, and it's around the corner that Zywoo will take it.
Ow, man.
Dodging shots and putting lead down range. The young gun grabs the clutch.
How did any of that happen? How did Hunter have all those fantastic kills, and then at the end, Zywoo and him both end up whiffing shots on each other, even though they both had such a fantastically impactful round? I mean, here's Zywoo, and just like no man's land, trying to figure out where his next fight's going to be. No time to line stuff up, hits the incredible 1D, and then deals with Hunter as well at the end of the day. Ice in his veins, man. Nasty
That's what he's
stuff.
there for. That's what the man is there for. All right. Everybody calm down. We've got Valiance back in on a buy. Light utility, 0 kits. And no op to try and stop Zywoo.
Another buy up. Just don't want to make sure a lurk comes out of connector. This time window will get boosted into, and Otto just watches the smoke because he's got nothing better to do. Wasn't really much assistance for him, and MBK is here to lurk Palace one more time. Otto goes ahead and picks another one up at mid, and RPK looks for a trade. Is clear, seems to be aware that Nexa could be there, but it doesn't quite matter. And now it's just on Alex. We'll go back to try to recover the bomb, but there will be a man waiting for him to try this.
Yeah, and he walks unsuspectingly straight into the crosshair. Damn, Valiance, they do not shy away from going for these hyper-aggressive flanks.
Yeah, the hyper-aggressive flanks. And also, there's a lot of mid-presence from Vitality, and a lot of kind of like the similar stuff. They have this pattern of doing what works. And they don't do that kind of as a team. They do it on like this in this default, where they're taking a lot of liberties with the lurks in Palace, for example, or how Apex is going up connector, going in window, going at a very fast pace. Again, using minimal grenades. They're pretty much just trying to catch people off guard. That seems to be like the overall ethos of their strategy.
Ethos, I like that word. It's a good one.
Yeah.
And I like the application of it too, right?
It's like their kind of their team philosophy. Just play loose, play defaulty, work individual picks, try to catch people off guard. But once those things are known, you know, once you have Otto watching a smoke in window, once you have Nexa who's aware that Apex might come up connector, once you have a player who can keep his eyes on Palace for the majority of the early round, what are the other options? Now that all those things have been spotted, what are Vitality going to do differently? There are tons of individual options on Mirage. There's lots. But which ones will they employ? Here we are at top boxes at 1:25. Smoke to the top of connector. And MBK is making his way back into Palace after leaving for a moment. I don't know if it was to throw a smoke or just to come back and watch a ramp push. But Nexa has prying eyes on this. They've taken mid control. They left a player here. That's kind of what you want to do. And they can go back into an execute if they want to, but they've only got a single smoke.
Good thing Apex took a chip on the chin and grabs himself the full utility.
Assuming they're just smoking jungle, so connector will be open to come up through. And it looks like apartment smoke was missed.
Alex just gets a jumping ump headshot if my wall hacks are fine, and followed up with 2 additional kills. So the entries all go smooth, but then they walk into Nexa, who combines with Letney to drop 3 of Vitality's members. Letney's still up. He's going to pry over the top of staircase. Can't quite catch NBK yet. He's crouching behind the metal cover, keeping his head down and his hopes high. When does Letney decide to round the corner? Where does he look? Where does he anticipate Apex to be off to? It's not even going to matter, because NBK comes popping up at the perfect time.
Yeah, don't even know how all those kills fell into place, but the split was good enough. They had the jumping UMP kill at mid. They had a player up in Palace, I think, who got a frag. Zaiwu chimed in with his AWP, and it made it look easy. It was a 2v5 there for a second. Nexa put up big numbers, killing 2 on Tetris with no flash involved, and then getting a lot of damage off on a third, but that was a bit too late. The aggressive top mid smoke is out, but we can see the follies of the smoke. It takes so long to pop that if T's on their default decide to burst, they'll get there in front of it. And so if you're a CT banking on T's respecting the smoke, it won't matter, and you won't even have the info that they didn't respect it because you're not there to look.
Hunter tucked away. Should definitely hear this pressure coming. He actually, almost makes work of that CZ, but RPK will best him. Had the corner to hide in, but just can't connect the shot. Substantial damage still done, and Letney may try to finish off this frag. It would be nice to regain the map control. It would open up the information on window if need be. Otto, speaking of info, just wants to know whether players are coming at him from the apps. Good time grenade, but it just sails past NBK. Nearly on the head. Otto now, seeing as he's dropped, puts the pressure onto Letney, tries to activate and cut off that cap push, but falls after just 1. So efficient trade frags coming in from Vitality, efficient peaks and timing too. It all seems in the bag as they plant bomb on top of it all.
Nexa here on the rotate. Looks like he's going to find a spot to camp in on Cat. They're going to try to guess to see where can we stop them from leaving. It looks like it might be B-Apps, actually, which would be a smart rotate out for Vitality. Yeah, 4 players getting out this way. And that's it. Are there any guns to recover? Next, it looks like he picks up an M or a UMP, but I don't know if there's anything else. Apex got rid of an AK that was in the site, so.
Smooth moves. Minimizes the handouts, so it is just the ump at the end of the day. Vitality with another 5 rounds. Remember, Valiance actually get reset in that 6th round, so amidst all of these wins from Vitality is the downfall of Valiance so far. Just have to get that economic feedback beneath them, get the ball rolling. You're already not favored to win this series, let alone when you have very few options in terms of gun rounds. You know, it's never pretty, Mohan.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, Inferno maybe is one thing that we could be like, all right, Vitality, so if they've just got so many good stats to look at, that say, okay, they'll probably take that map. But with Mirage, you know, Valiance just had such a strong performance on Mirage. They're probably feeling pretty good. I feel like they'll definitely be able to give Vitality a run for their money. Maybe favored, maybe not. And if it did go down to Dust 2, again, not so sure. Like, Vitality are all that on Dust 2, so. Could be a long series, but who knows. Vitality take this map, it could just be a 2-0. Small lead right now, going up against Pistols right here.
I feel like Apex has consistently been given the ability to run up into ramp. Uses connector to his advantage. Gets himself closer to that A site, allows for him to have audio cues from both window, sandwich, and stairs. Kind of pushes Valiance forward in a way that they can't be exposed to him. But mind you, with these pistols, they want to get as close as possible regardless. Letney playing around the corner of the site. He's got 3 players pushing up from Catwalk, the distraction in apps as well, as Alex activates, falls down, and picks him up. Esperanto's Deagle hungry for some frags. He's got the substantial damage, can't manage that 3rd bullet though. So it's Nexa standing at the end of the day as bomb plants at 25 seconds.
Yeah, not even any damage done this round. So they've just a couple players who are quite low, but 5 alive for Vitality means they will be at full strength. Lots of money to be made. Moving into this next round, but it'll also be a bye from Valiance. They've done well so far, I think, on some of their rounds. On CT side, they've had good adaptations, rotations, individual performances from both Nexa and Esperanto on the A site. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what the adjustment will be now. Vitality, again, don't look to execute on sites all the time. That's just not their style, it doesn't seem. Which I'm totally fine with. I feel like there's a really good argument to be made against wasting a ton of utility for the thought of like flashing one guy out, and when you could use almost no utility, flash that same guy, maybe even catch someone off guard for free. Just be surprising. I feel like there's a lot of value in that, especially when there's so many things that you go through as a player, as you're learning, to figure out how to deal with executes that you can telegraph.
Do you feel like there's a problem currently unfolding here with this Cat to B presence that seems to be Throne versus Hunter? I know he hasn't had anything other than pistols to protect themselves, but it does seem like we've seen that shift away from A, away from Esperanto, and closer to this B site now.
Yeah, it might be because, well, it depends if Vitality were doing that specifically because they were anti-eco. Maybe their anti-eco is to go Cat to B, which is somewhat common for teams. I personally don't like it just because you're exposed to so many angles, but it's worked well for them. And now we'll see if that's something that they want to try again, but I have no idea. They might have specifically just been targeting Cat, not even expecting anybody to be inside of ladder room, just saying, okay, if it is going to be an anti-eco, we like to go B, we like to abuse Cat, and we like to molly out ladder room. We're happy to take that engagement. This time around, back on a very passive default. Player back at top mid. CTs are constantly getting information, which is good. Oh, Nexa even winning his duel straight up versus MBK with just a UMP. Definitely not favored in that situation.
Grabs the AK and tucks back just in the nick of time because Apex hot on his heels. Could actually still find him with his back turned. Yes, sir. Nexa not ready for that one. And we're right into the even ground of 4v4. Hunter poised and prepared to push top mid with Otto over the shoulder to support him. But does somebody flash him deep? No, he dry peeks, and still he manages the headshot. Then RPK, as he attempts to trade, is drawn into Otto. So that's a decent affair here. And unfortunately for Alex, he's just blindsided from Letney. It's Apex versus 3. Trade frags towards middle, a proactive ramp push out of Valiance, and then a solid B hold too. That's the pieces of the equation that succeed for them.
Yeah, they really made it work on all facets of the map. They had that was a nice trade from Apex. So I really like that. It's
just standing on my chair here. You know what sucks about standing on camera? Is that now people know you're taller than me.
Yeah, up here, a lot of people were surprised that I was tall in general.
Yeah,
when they're streaming and stuff. So
true. At least it's not a Tom Biss, Jason Kaplan type situation.
Yeah. At least you're not bald.
Woo! Let's go. Vitality up 6-4. Valiance on a bye. This is not a place they've been too often. This is the reset that kind of reset them in the middle of this half. So let's see if the guillotine falls once more. You know, economy's half the game in Counter-Strike. Headshot's the other half.
Headshots and economy.
That's all it is. Simple as that.
The school of Scrawn. Those are the 2 lessons that you need to get your diploma.
Set utility in mid going each way. Initial setup from Valiance was actually 3 players strong, but Vitality didn't swing wide. We've seen rounds where they do that. Just throw a bunch of bodies behind the boxes, use 2 smokes to cover it. Not this time. Not off of the pause. But we're already 40 seconds left in this round. Nexa activates from the bottom of Palace. 2 kills plus a headshot. Substantial damage coming off of him. And now Apex trying to swing out from the A site. He needs to worry about the CT spawn peak. There's 2 players coming in from this position, and now nobody knows. Just ZywOo and NBK, both of which barely hanging on to life. And unfortunately for Vitality, they've lost the bomb site in its entirety.
This is very back and forth. And it's such bare bones CS, but the fragging is so good. Like, everybody is super sharp. Nexa just went ham from under balcony. The same spot that he was in the previous, 2 rounds in a row, and just, took the exact same peaks. I mean, he didn't even worry about flashing after he got his first kill. Just went ahead, peeked again, went ahead, peeked again for another frag. It wouldn't have been hard. It would have been easy, to flash from under the balcony with the Molotov in that position. So you could see why he felt like he had to take the call to action. But even getting the 3rd dink off, I mean, that's all that they really needed. So Vitality, they tried to call out Valiance's setups on setup on mid, where they left it clear and thought Esperanto might push up the top mid. So they tried to molly him out of position, flush him out to take the fight, but he wasn't there that time, and he wasn't even necessary to win.
Deep grenade goes past the ramp. Esperanto just lining him up, knocking him down. How about an anti-eco ace?
Damn, and there's a few people with head armor, to be honest. So
right, not that much of an eco, but still Pistolero's trying to fight at a distance. Falling straight into his 7.62. Come on, Esperanto, do it.
You know he wants it.
See, this is where I started to see him develop as a player, because there were times where he would just be, shooting teammates in his attempt to get this final frag. And Nexa and Hunter have died in his way. Otto grabs the kill.
Yeah, he's upsetty spaghetti about that one. But it was a fantastic round nonetheless. A couple of good kills at the end there. Who was that who's last alive?
4? Vitality?
Wait, yeah, oh no, sorry, for Vitality, yeah.
That Mr. Mohan.
Who got the last 2 kills?
Listen, the game log is a round behind, I'll let you know.
Okay, Apex.
Yep, it was indeed. I told you I'd let you know.
Thank you.
Not the other way around. Watch Hunter gobble up some easy prey. Vitality, they just charge out mid. They want a couple Deeg duels. And they're met by M4s instead. Unfortunately for them, already turned back. However, with Nexa and Letty dead, I mean, this is cost effective. Take what you can get. But Esperanto, he's going to take it all. Bomb included at his feet. Alex has to go, and he is sent packing.
Yep, he tries to make his way back, but there's not a lot of hope. A couple of rounds left now, and Vitality are going to call another tack pause, and I think it's warranted. There's probably stuff that they can talk about here. What's going to be the approach to the round? We know that Valiance have played very mid-centric. They've done well stopping lurks. A lot of the simpler executes out a ramp are no longer effective. I would deem those useless until they either tried to sell a fake around it or throw a couple of more flashes and smokes and work more towards a full execute, because it feels like you know, just throwing like one Molotov at under balcony is not enough to help them win the round. They've kind of got to have more than that. I mean, Nexa wasn't blind when he came out of under balcony. He didn't have to dodge any flashes. He didn't have a threat coming up connector, which was the thing that killed him for free on a previous round. So focusing more on the splits potentially, or just full executes that involve a little bit more utility to neutralize players like Nextra. But they are making some adaptations, trying to isolate Esperanto by calling him out with set Molotovs. And oh, wow, that is a nice shot from Otto.
Yeah, Otto with the hot hop straight out window onto the catwalk. Goes up, above, and beyond. Falls off. Letney grabbing another sniper frag. Puts this into the favor of Valiance. 4v3, dodging flashbangs. Otto nabs another. RPK attempting to give chase. Turned back the other way, and Zywoo clears his corners sufficiently.
That was nice. Strong position, though, for the CTs. We got Nexa push through A ramp. He can come back through Palace. He can go back through A ramp. Going to mid would probably be redundant at this point.
Should still transition into the plant at the very least. So I feel like Zywoo, you know, kind of dodges a couple shots there, threw up the connector. Could have been far worse. Nexa does opt to double back through Palace. NBK aware already.
Yeah, they should try to draw some attention for him, actually, by making noise. And oh my god, I think Nexus saw him cross.
Yeah, definitely ready for the peak. Now Zywoo back behind the firebox, 1v3. This would be for the ace if he grabs all 5 kills, or seeing as the bomb is already halfway gone, could just hold this off long enough. He hasn't revealed himself. The Molotov at his feet. He does peek wide, damages the diffuser, but Nexa takes priority, and Nexa wins the duel.
Yeah, too many nades left over to make that possible for him from such a common spot. But, you know, if there was a guy who could do it, obviously, it would be the Zai, the Z, the Z-Woo, the Uwu, the U-Woo. 6 rounds vitality. And Valiance look very strong. Otto is also showing up, just as you talked about earlier. A guy who's probably going to have a hard time shining with so many stars on the team.
Yeah.
But those op shots looked extremely focused.
Very crisp.
Yeah, crisp. They were kind of obtuse to angles that he had to flick from. And although they weren't just like straight up hard flicks, they were very smooth shots.
Ooh, but this time he's blinded. And he doesn't regain vision fast enough to deny the mid push. 3 players come charging forward for him. Taken note, of course, this is the 15th and final round of the first half. Bomb's been drawn back because Alex goes in. Esperanto clears Apex from middle, though. That's the anchor. And that allows for him to now try and cut off this bomb.
Are they going to clear this?
They should.
Yeah, oh, nice shot.
The tank just plows straight through him. Hunter then pinched from both directions because Alex McMeekin had already pushed all the way to the back of Marketplace.
Is that how you pronounce his last name?
Yeah.
McMeekin?
McMeekin.
McMeekin. Okay.
MC, M-E-E-K.
MC Meekin.
MC Meekin, and Nexa looks to dance. Inside of the Marketplace, he deals the damage, needs to get the kill off and will, but on the attempted exit, it's where Vitality wins the round. 8-7, as close as possibly could be, but one hell of a run there from Valiance at the end of things. 5 of the last 6 rounds go their way. How does the second half start? Well, we'll find out after the break. Economic resets paved the way for Vitality to start off strong, but the road got bumpy towards the end of the half, and Valiance bounced right back. 8-7, and as close as can be to begin the last 15.
Definitely a tight half that we saw, and it was a good pullback from Valiance. I keep saying I keep thinking Valiance.
I used to call them Valiance.
Valiance, all right, that's a new one. That makes me feel a bit better for sure. But here it is, RPK sees a few players here, but there's also 3 CTs in B. Great nade, look at all the red. And Apex, just 1 for 1. Alex here.
Yep, pops out.
Policy, and boom.
Comes
Bingo.
in from the cubby hole.
Bango, bongo.
Auto up 1 versus 3. A pistol clutch attempt is always fun. Just take some headshots, and well, there's one for you, folks. Apex, 3 frags on the pistol, and Vitality start on the front foot.
Where the series gets ugly is if they lose this map. That's when I think Vitality is at full strength, full confidence. They move into Inferno. Another notch on the belt to take a team like Valiance down probably on Inferno. I think they'll be happy to go to this next map with a win on their shoulders. So Valiance, can they pull this out? They need 8 rounds to do it. They've lost this second pistol. Could be a critical one. They aren't going to force here. They are just going to have an upgraded Deagle for Esperanto. MBK going to be playing under Balk with the MP9. Kind of alone at the moment, but no one's here to threaten him from Palace. So what can he do? Good amount of damage dealt already. And again, no one's here to threaten him from Palace. He's going to pull out the sidearm, but it doesn't matter. He's done a lot of damage. Oh. Only player to go down to that round, and he made 1,800 bucks.
Racking up that cash. With the SMG, the fire hose. You could see, right, like you alluded to, waiting for that Palace peak that was never a part of the equation. Just ramp, ramp, and more ramp. All slammed right back down. Proactive play from Zaiwu, very aggressive, just throws himself from the staircase, wants to put himself in the mix. And does so efficiently. So 1 round the difference, Vitality up on the CT side, but the buy has arrived for Valiance.
Immediately posturing up for what looks like it could be an A hit, but like Vitality, don't seem to be keen on throwing too many smokes. They're going for the walk up early on. There's a jump spot from CT, but that patrol has been passed. MBK just got his gun out now. Sandwich control gets taken. No Molotov coming his way, however. There's only Nexa who has it, and they don't have a way to stop him. These smokes are really late at this point.
Yeah, non-existent really. Now one goes off on connector, a gap for Zaiwu to try to play with. Auto's just so exposed. That is a flub smoke if I've ever seen it. However, Esperanto could still save the day. Zaiwu seems aware of the potential, but Esperanto right through it. Luckily, Alex is here to go 1 for 1. Nexa starts to pick up pieces and brings this even keel. 45 seconds left as Hunter prioritizes plant, and I don't blame him. He wants to get it down, and he has got it in. However, now he's pinched. It's Alex and RPK to clear him first, pushing this onto Nexa with 1/4 of his health bar left over and 1/4 of the bomb already gone. He needs to try to hold them off. There is a kit on RPK. It's a fake tap. He's come off. They're going to try to take this duel, but now time is even further ticked, Launders. And Nexa still holding off, patiently waiting for his chance to strike. A flash goes wide. The headshot's there, and so is the spray down. Nexa in the after plant with a crucial round for his team.
That's nasty. That is so nasty. Really nice spray. 1 HP at the end of the round. And the Molotov going a little bit too deep. It's just punishing enough that he can come out with just a miraculous and fantastic recoil control. That was really cool. This is not a round that they were supposed to win, as we can see. And I think he might have gotten dinked through the wall potentially.
From 25 to 1. But now it's Esperanto's turn. He goes and takes a tear through mid, spray down into Apex. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. You let this man get loose, and him and Nexa will chew you apart, spit you out, and leave you stranded in the middle of the A site for Letney to pick you up. That's a 10th one for Valiance if I've ever seen it.
Definitely an easy one. Yeah, MBK now.
Just shredded, Mohan.
Yeah. I mean, and not like a 6-pack washboard abs type shredded. No. Shredded 2 pieces. Like ground beef. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say like an overdue bill. But that wasn't very funny, so I didn't say it.
Because like if you shredded it,
Then you'd have a real problem. You'd have two problems.
Yeah, then you just have more problems.
It's a delayed problem.
Yeah, that would be a tough one. That'd be a tough sell. Good thing you didn't say that one.
Yeah. Too bad you asked.
Pistols again for Vitality, unfortunately. MBK going for the underpass push. I don't know if he got away fast enough, seeing as people jumped out really quickly. Has he made his way through? MBK, yep, just going to pick his favorite angle. And Hunter manages to duck right under his really calculated crosshair placement. But Alex comes out with a nice CZ spray. It's a gun that's kind of lesser used nowadays, I want to say. And the CTs that have been corralled into the kitchen, into the market.
Hunter hot on their heels.
Now dispersed.
He's following the tracks. He's going to find Alex first. Ooh, knife him.
Oh my god, is he just going to try to knife him?
Skin him.
I mean, why not? Okay, maybe that's
Alex
why.
turns, and Hunter then strikes. Double kill off the FAMAS. ZywOo not ready for that play. And RPK fades away from A, into the depths of which he came, the CT spawn.
I know what
Good
you're
dink,
thinking.
but that's it.
I know what you're thinking, Connor.
What?
Game's over. But it's not.
It's never
There's
over.
still hope.
It's never over till it's over.
All right? There's still a chance. Vitality could bring this back. Valiance barely won that T-side round. They had such a sloppy start to it, too. Remember that jungle smoke they missed?
Yeah,
That was that same round.
that's true.
That was terrible.
That was a missed opportunity.
That was terrible. That smoke could have been bad the other way, and it would have been fine for them, if that makes any sense.
Had it been, you mean short on bench side as opposed to...
If it bounced too hard as opposed to too lightly as it did.
Right. I think I know what you mean.
It could have been wrong the other way. And they would have been able to win the round.
Pistols yet again for Vitality. This is not what you want to see them with. Valiant starting to pull ahead. 2 rounds, soon to be 3, the difference. An underhanded frag is good for a bit of chip damage, but Esperanto stops for no man. Farewell, Mr. Schmidt. Bomb plant from Hunter is going to be on the opposite side of the box. Nexa covering from Palace, sees all of the bodies line up. And this is just going to allow for the rifles to hone in on them. ZywOo, good for 2, but that's it and that's all.
So long and goodbye. Valiance 12-9 over Vitality now. Back on the rifles, though. This is what we want to see. What do Vitality have in store? Are we going to have any aggressive pushes? We know that they like them. They have the players to do it. We've got a lot of aggressive players on this team. And I mean, after removing Happy, you're removing one of the most kind of polar opposite to aggressive players. So I don't know. And he also might have been kind of an anchor for them mentally in that regard, trying to sell them on this lurker lifestyle and the benefits of playing slowly. They don't have that anymore. But Valiance are making their way out A ramp like they did on that previous round. Smokes haven't come out yet, and MBK is looking to take a fight.
Yeah, and already over his shoulder, 2 players have gone down. Now it's Apex with another. Hunter up close, reveals himself, and oh yes, 3 headshots for him. Just completely cracks this bomb site wide, and Letney yet to arrive from the bottom of mid. That's where he's going to find RPK's back turned. However, RPK not aware. Hunter single-handedly just destroying this bomb site, putting up another performance just like that at versus Mouse Sports. If you need a hard carry, this man's ready for the job. But is the job over yet? Because Alex still remains. No kit, no nades. But at least an op and a retrieved defuse kit now.
Wow, that's a really nice 3-piece. I feel like that just confirms that he's Nico's cousin.
Right, yeah.
Is that weird?
I can tell.
Like if Maury came out and be like, you are the cousin.
I wouldn't be even surprised. Not remotely.
That round was going to be over, right? Did they have one more player alive, or was it 2vx?
It was 2vx. And he just does it all.
It was 2v4, and he got 3 kills.
Yes, sir.
Do it again.
Over and over.
Why not? Just go walk up A ramp one more time. I mean, you got Nexa to 1v2. We haven't even had Esperanto's round yet, right? We've only got Nexa to 1v2, Hunter, aka Nico's cousin, get this insane 3-piece, which was basically a 1v3, didn't have any support in that situation. They could still walk up A ramp with another player. They've got Esperanto, who's the king of Mirage. He could go and do something, right?
Yeah, most certainly so.
Keep it loose. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even being facetious.
Keep it loose, keep it rolling. I mean, this is really good timing. HLTV released an article with Nexa in between the Mouse Sports upset and this best of 3 going live. And Nexa said, like, you know, when we combined Imperial with Valiance, what you're basically bringing is a very structured Serbian core into what was a very loose Pug team with Imperial. And if they could combine the best of both worlds, that they'd have something great. That's what he anticipated.
Okay.
And right now, that's what we've got. You know, we've got some set-piece executions that came up a little short, but now we've got these loose individual plays that are also rocking Vitality's world. And not in a good way.
No, not in a good way. Economically are also just battering Vitality, getting them on ecos for the perfect rounds won. I think they've had 3 or 4 out of the last rounds be ecos for Vitality, so just in terms of value for rounds won, they're all-time high. Zai was pushed into an awkward spot, wants to try to recover that AK.
He's seen, and Letney distracted by the footsteps behind him, tries to whip around fast enough but can't. Hunter's still up in the equation though. He wants to duel the player CT and he sees the shadow of the op. Oh, but he's caught with no gun in hand. Magazine goes dry, flashbang bounces deep, Glock chase, not gonna happen. But all the while, Nexa's picking up pieces, or make that singular.
It's kind of an awkward duel. Somehow, wow. Hunter had just seen him there. That's surprising that he was able to get away. Alex didn't even decide to pull out the AWP. This could be a round here for Vitality, who started out with just pistols, but applied a good amount of pressure to mid. And now in the 2v1, Hunter, while he does have options, is on such low HP. Be surprised if you pull that out in RPK. Just, you know, watching that smoke while it's still up, that 15 seconds couldn't have been better spent. And he even had Alex, who had made a pretty keen rotate into the jungle with an AWP to cut anybody off falling back if that were going to be the case. Definitely a solid round there from Vitality. Rough from Valiance to lose it, but they got swarmed. They made it very difficult for them to get on their feet. Now, what do Valiance want to do? How do they follow up with that? Kind of want to steal back the economy if possible. It could be a great opportunity to reset if they win this. They are probably chomping at the bit to pull out all of the best strats, which is probably just going to be another walk-up A ramp because that has been so good for them. MBK, once again from CT spawn. Let's see how he deals with this. Throws out a quick HE. And Esperanto gets caught crossing from Cat. Still no nades to come out.
Deep Molly flushes NBK's feet, but then the smoke blocks the vision. Apex off of the flash, tries to make the play happen. Hunter needs to cross the bomb, but he's also looking for duels, so he's got 2 jobs and only 1 set of hands. Luckily now with the smoke down, he can prioritize the plant. He's gonna opt to do it on the side of the box, but Otto, what have you done? What have you done? If it wasn't for Letney picking up kills, then this one just goes from bad to worse. Letney alone in mid. That's a yikes.
Yeah, that's like a key frag in a bad way. He was just sitting there, so, I mean... I mean, it would have been 3v3, right? Like, that's a really important kill. And he was in a spot where he either gets flashed in a CT spawn or he waits for someone to peek and take some damage and goes for a duel and doesn't win it. That's really rough. I mean, it's clearly he just mistook him for someone else. Maybe hates him IRL, I don't know.
You know, he makes the call at the same
wanted
time.
that guy dead.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't a mistake.
Careful, there's one on triple.
He hit the shot he wanted to at the time, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah. Like, if he were to go into jail for that, it would be for manslaughter,
Yeah, not murder.
not murder.
Key difference. Would he be eligible for parole?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a judge or a lawyer. Okay.
You never went to prison.
I never went to prison. Have you been to prison?
I have been to prison.
You have been to prison?
Yeah, yeah. Was there for a few months.
You gonna tell him why?
I work there.
This is still pretty badass.
Not if you knew what I did. I mean, yeah, most certainly. Yeah. It's the hard life. Scrawn dog. Big back.
Are they gonna do it again?
Why not?
I'm down.
I mean, all you have to make sure you do the exact same thing minus Otto's op shot.
Keep hitting shots, Otto.
And I think you're good to go.
Come on, baby.
I mean, the cover was there. Hunter could have prioritized plant.
It's the exact same setup that they're getting out of Vitality. So maybe they see that it's like usually just MBK cracks like spotting from CT.
Yep.
And they go for retakes and they're comfortable. Okay, they've got some more smokes to come out really early. So
Yeah. That's what really delayed the play in the previous round was the lack of smokes on the initial push. But now it might be the lack of players remaining. Esperanto could double this one back. They're going to go ahead and plant for cat side because CT not safe. RPK, consistent in keeping up vision, but that's a crucial kill. Otto dropped off of ramp. I mean, NBK and Alex, they've just been holding their own back here towards spawn. RPK is going to thoroughly clear the corners of Esperanto. So Letney is all that remains and immediately finds NBK. He needs to cut down the numbers before they all get this retake rolling or else he is screwed. He is doomed, and it's Zywoo to take him. One round the difference as Vitality start making this comeback happen.
this is the real big problem about going to the same site over and over again, especially, I mean, whether or not it works, I mean, you always run the risk of the team improving and adapting based on what they just saw, right? If you finish a round off, win or lose, you talk about what happened. If you're on the CT side, okay, they tried this, all right, we'll do this next time if they try this. And so the one counterplay is that Valiance did throw in a couple more smokes to assist them earlier on, and you know that jungle peak was a big problem last time. Esperanto died to the player on Cat who was holding it extremely passively. That probably should have never happened. So those were welcome changes for sure. But overall, it was relatively the same thing from the eyes of like NBK, who's sitting in CT spawn with only smokes on the right side of the site. And here they come up again through A ramp with just pistols, and they've got a couple of flashbangs and stuff to work with, but they're going to be more focused on their economy and getting this plant than anything else.
Yep, that's all right. Prioritize the money, you know, keep things rolling. The composure for Valiance should be there. That's another thing that I think is crucial in that interview article is that, you know, there was a turning point in the match versus Mouse Sports when we saw Valiance starting to let Mouse Sports back into the game. And Nexa, you know, he kind of really wanted to sell the fact that he told the team, like, everybody calm, keep your mindset positive, just remember that it's only going to take one more round to make this win happen. And I think in a situation where Otto gets a team kill, like, you can apply that same logic. Like,
sure.
Don't let this turn into an avalanche of rounds. Like, isolate it for what it was, an error within one round, singular. You know, it doesn't dictate the rest of the game.
Definitely. And he has had, well, he's actually only got 8 kills. And would have been 9 if not for the TK. But he had a really like fantastic round that I remember from when he played on Cat with the AWP, right. And I was like, whoa! It felt like he was having a lot of impact this game, but could be an off one. But as you mentioned, just can't let it rock you.
But it's actually Hunter, Nexa, and Esperanto at the top of the board, more than 20 kills apiece. Esperanto going to further it with 1 here in mid. It's 3v5 turned 3v4 now. Turned even ground. And a very tagged NBK hides in this corner. Nexa seems to know. Esperanto wants to pinch, and sure enough, the next casualty fumbles to the favor of Valiance. But RPK ready to come flying down through mid. Bomb's not yet in position as it exits out through ramp. RPK, unbeknownst to Valiance, is ready to strike, and Otto, presence of mind to anticipate that walk-up, sure enough, calls it to a T.
Let's go, Otto. Critical moments here, 14-13, round 28. Valiance, excuse me, follow up. They get a round on the board. It looks a lot more confident than in their previous situations. Now, it's going to be one more buy here for Vitality. They have some money remaining, but it's going to be rough to say that they would be able to buy next round. We'll have, I think, 1 round loss, if not 2. Alex takes a ton of damage. It's actually an HE combined with the Molotov on his way back to fully engulf him in damage by utility alone. A-ramp walkout can be so difficult to pull off, but they have been quite a pest for MBK and have wanted to try to bully him here in this position. That being said, he's stayed alive almost every single time, even when they've had the entirety of the site.
Zaiwu seems to want to take the place of Catwalk. That's where he did pick up the equalizing kill versus Esperanto. Having given up that mid control, he's now wary of the window flank. So the A setup looks like Apex under Balk and support from CT Spawn. Hunter caught through the wooden pillar. Molotov now to the feet of Apex. That pushes him into the bomb site, and Otto just barely gets the kill. He was on the P250, understandably so. Although, it has swung back into, again, an even keel. 2v2 bomb down, health low.
This is crazy. The bomb, depending on where it is, if it's in the sandwich, it might be hard to retrieve. And yeah, Otto from the top ropes will be able to pick it up. They can try to get a plant down here. They don't have connector 100%, but they're going to get it down early enough that no one can come out of jungle. That's big. The fast rotate could count for something. MBK going to try to see if anybody's in connector. I don't know if they just push out together from here. Zaiwu's got a full utility belt. This could be huge. Oh, but Letney. He's got the right angle. He's sitting there at the stairs.
Yep, just blast them both. I mean, very clear what they're trying to accomplish there for the side of Vitality. You know, it's Bogdan's law, swap the op into the hands of NBK, put him forward, get the info, and Zaiwu's supposed to trade. But they line up so well to the position, of course, that counters their walkout, that it's all too easy pickings.
Damn, the mid-round is just a bit too good for Valiance, and Vitality, they're having to deal with the same beast over and over again.
Yeah, I feel like a part of that actually comes off of you know, their lack of hesitation. You know, they picked up the bomb from Sandwich. They didn't know whether connector or jungle was clear, but they just prioritized the plan.
It did seem like a bit of a risk.
Try to make it happen, and the risk paid off because we had Vitality going for this elaborate mid-round play.
Sure.
So caught them in transition. You're rewarded with a round.
For sure, yeah. They definitely had like a last spot at least one on CT spawn. Someone could have popped up in connector potentially, but they decided to throw caution to the wind. And it could have been off of a good read or just a blind risk, but either way, it was the right decision to make, I think, at the time. Round could have gotten a whole lot uglier if they waited any longer. Smoke will land in the window. Zaiwu with just a rifle, standing kind of off in off angle, takes down Otto, but gets traded out. That's 4-4. Not a bad position for Valiance to be in, especially considering that we've got a UMP, a FAMAS on the board. Apex only has a 5-7. What are Valiance going to do knowing that this is around that Vitality are forced to buy and they don't have that much money? They're going to favor A or B. It looks like B this time.
Haven't been here for a while, so maybe Vitality will be more willing to give it up. It's just RPK jump spotting, looking for that crucial info. We'll have Alex to help him from Cat if need be.
This is pretty big for MVK to have a ramp presence, so he can like free up rotates. He can like tell his teammates to gamble, and he can buy so much time. As we can see, crack spotting with the smoke out.
Oh, but they've turned around.
Oh wow, yeah, and that, you know, MVK right there. He calls the rotate. He's like, take the risk here, and so. We'll see what he can do. The problem for him is just that there's going to be a connector split as well. So depending on how much information Alex has on Cat to spot his connector, oh, that could spell trouble. MBK, what can he do? UMP spray is good for 2.
That's such a crucial 2K off of him. I mean, he calls for that rotate to the B site. He's the man that makes them go all in. And so he had a big responsibility, and he plays on top of the vase of all places. Completely bamboozles Valiance. And as they do retrieve the bomb, it's already been swarmed upon. That is Vitality with a 14th, and this map goes the distance.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, massive play from, well, both RPK to shut down the lurk, and then MBK to get the 2-piece with the UMP all alone after kind of having his teammates trust him to lock down a site. A big site with multiple choke points that you don't typically play by yourself, all by himself. Comes down to round 30.
It's a big responsibility for NBK to make that call, but an even bigger performance to pull it off.
So there's no telling who's going to be able to pull this out. It's been scrappy. It's been a lot of kind of A-site presence. It's been a lot of, you know, I'm coming up A-ramp, but I feel confident that I can kill you.
Yeah.
And then maybe this gets to the mid-round. Maybe someone makes a huge individual play. That's literally been both sides. so it's a tough one to call for sure. I guess we can first look at the money and see that clearly Vitality have a better buy. So that's going to count against Valiance for sure. Maybe around that auto turns up. He's got the AWP. We've seen him go massive with this thing. He hasn't had a fantastic game overall, but he's definitely in it to win it. And there wouldn't be a more important time for him to go absolutely ham for this roster.
Smoke in for Esperanto, just looming at the bottom of mid. Has support now coming down from the top in the form of Letney, and Hunter has snuck behind enemy lines. If only the rest can survive. Enough time for him to arrive into the back of NBK, which he has. NBK turns, and he instantly gets that headshot. It's crucial. Between him and Nexa, they can pinch into the A site, but they need to get that bomb across no man's land. And you can see Vitality very quickly trying to pick up this situation. They've moved a player over to CT spawn. Hunter's pushed off of his initial position. That duel's unfolding as the bomb goes down. But remember, Letney's still in mid. So Vitality now, they're just going to charge right inwards. Apex, he holds off for no man, and RPK grabs that mid anchor. This could be Vitality pushing it to overtime. Nexa's back behind Firebox, jumping AK headshot, and an op back from Otto misses the flick, and we are not done yet here on Mirage. Overtime is needed.
Yeah, they have to do this now. They have to go to overtime. Don't even know how we have a player who snuck into CT spawn, but that was a brand new way to kill MBK in a position they knew he was going to be in.
Through window.
Through window. Wow, just super fast activated.
Because you had one player who was the initial connector player, I believe Zaiwu, kind of hiding in the corner, or NBK in the corner, excuse me, someone in the corner, doesn't matter who. Zaiwu was window, got pulled out because of the smokes and the pressure being applied by Esperanto, and during that rotate from jungle to connector, you got Hunter slipping through.
Damn. Wow, so they circumvented the defense, then they pulled the players out of Palace, they had the bomb cross and everything. I think the one thing they could have done was have Otto drop the bomb to the player who had the deagle, use the op, try to get that kill on stairs, potentially, you know, move towards CT spawn, put tons of pressure on these connector players as the bomb is going down, as they are more likely to peek, and maybe make it so that even though they have the bomb down, they've done it with a significant rifle disadvantage, and so they could have evened up in that situation and made it more competitive. But they probably got a lot more out of that than they should have in the first place, so got to give it up to Vitality for locking it down, bringing it back against all odds.
Apex immediately finding a kill this round. Costs him near half his health, but no grenades. Just makes that mid play from Catwalk. Zaiwu welcomes them forward. It would be an op duel, him versus Otto, if Otto continues to creep up from Cat. And Otto is honing in on this. Who wins this duel? It would be crucial for the mid control. Aha! Zaiwu bests him 5v3. Nexa walking out from ramp, something we've seen regularly. And a deep grenade damages NBK a bit. Not all too substantial. But another frag from Zaiwu. Nearing 30 at this moment. Esperanto finally going to get a little something done. Flashbangs over the stairs. And he's looking for the opper, but Zaiwu one step ahead. 3 kills from him in the first round of overtime. That's exactly what Vitality want.
Knocked it out, that's right. Yeah, they get to start this off strong. 4K for Zaiwu on that round. Huge plays from him. That's a good way to start things off for sure. They got to move into this. It is a 10K start, so it's not going to be the egregious double auto sniper setups on CD side where you have nothing to lose. Instead, they are going to be pretty careful about their money, but at the same time, they can buy out if they only get rifles, and that is the case for Valiance. Otto coming out with a straight pick to the A ramp to spot for a cross. There isn't going to be a target here. If once again postured up to do kind of that same simple walkout hit if they want to do it. And Otto looks to try to meet up with MBK if he's going to be there, but there's no one back in spawn. MBK has picked a new place to play from on the top of balcony. In a much more volatile spot, but he'll get info early. He might have a strong advantage on the first trade. Esperanto is coming to clear this angle. It's very tough to clear this safely, but he does get the better of MBK and activates on the second player as well.
Yeah, deep smoke versus Zaiwu. That's going to prevent nothing at all. Right through the smoke, Esperanto slammed down into the dirt, and his teammates will still take the site. But what a message. ZywOo could still go one above as he does jump over the ticket booth, spots the Molotov trajectory, and then plucks Letney from the sky. I mean, he's kept his team in it, and with flashbangs flying, he moves on forward. Now it's versus Auto, a third from ZywOo. That right there is 7 kills so far in overtime alone. Nexa coming out from the Palace drops him, but can't further it with an additional kill. ZywOo being the difference maker here.
This kid is so nasty. It's like he's not going to miss. So you're just wondering like how he gets the kill, right?
Yeah.
It feels like
not if, but how.
Yeah, it's like auto director, you know, when they show you a player. It's like, well, Mr. Valve, I know you know the kill's going to happen, so just show me how it's going to happen. And that's what it feels like when you're watching ZywOo. He's got this op. He's going to hit the nasty flick. He's going to position himself well. He's going to hit it fast too. Like
2 rounds, 7 frags. I mean, when you see NBK die, like you said, that's a tough corner to clear. Esperanto pops him and then gets the follow-up frag. You think that's it, but it's ZywOo the difference maker. ZywOo was the reason they shut down Optic and didn't prevent, or rather did prevent the comeback earlier today. And now ZywOo's being the difference here in overtime when it absolutely matters most. That's the thing, is it's not like he puts up these numbers and gets these multi-frags in obscure moments that don't necessarily matter. He gets them when they matter most.
Yeah, look at him. He's doing a little Chris J impression right now. Sitting a triple with the AWP. Oh.
And this time it's just going to allow NBK. I mean, this is a clean sweep in OT for all I see. 4 frags immediately and no response off Valiance at all. 5 players standing. If that doesn't send a message, I don't know what does.
Yeah, that's a horse head in the bed.
Yeah.
When you wake up and you pull the sheets off and there's just a bloody horse.
Oh, horse head.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't watch movies.
I do, but...
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, now you watch movies.
Yeah. I got a tablet for flights.
Suddenly you're a movie watching guy. Okay, I understand. All right, well, the only thing we're watching today is a frag movie.
Yeah,
ZywOo.
that's absolutely true.
So
you can make one in this map alone. I mean, after that first round at OT, or first half rather, excuse me, 35 and 22. Oh wait, no, that's an outdated score bot, so he did win better.
yeah, he got 2 more kills last round.
My goodness.
And dare I say it, he's not done yet. He's like 16. He's got 10 hours left more of energy.
So that's 9 kills across the 3 CT rounds of overtime. He's averaging 3 frags a round in overtime.
Yeah.
Like, let that sink in.
Yeah, these are the most well-equipped players, Counter-Strike players ever. You're giving them everything they ever wanted in terms of money.
Yeah.
And they can start fresh, and they've just been warming up for an entire map. And so I was just putting them better, like no problem. So 1 more round, and the game's over. Vitality will take the first map. Valiance need to put 3 in a row together, and it was just so back and forth in the first 2 halves.
Yeah, and remember, in the first half when we saw Valiance on that CT side launders, it was the 5 of their 8 rounds come in the last 6 of the half. Like, they won pistol, converted for 1, got reset. Like, of the first 9, let's say, you know what, let's say just the first 7, exclude the pistols, you've got 6 rounds up for Vitality. So, I mean, you've got to give them the edge here, and especially the way that they just cut through Valiance like a hot knife in butter, smothered. Valiance maybe outclassed here when it matters most, but they're not down yet, so let's not write them off. We've seen double OTs already today. Why not another? Oh wait, ZywOo's up.
Yeah, 37, count him up. And now he's on the offense. Actually switching out to the rifle after getting that initial frag. He's going to have a little bit more mobility. It's going to be interesting to see what changes about the way he plays now. It's Apex to try to go aggressive with this op. I don't know how prepared he's going to be to try to get that kill. He's not. Letney's going to take him down.
Oh, ZywOo denied. Letney can't find the follow-up shot. Good trades from RPK, but Hunter has the element of surprise here. He's just hiding in the bushes, but more like prey than a predator. RPK and NBK combined for the final 3. Vitality win out in the first round of their T-side in overtime. I mean, ZywOo and ZywOo some more. He was the difference maker once we got out of regulation, and you can't deny that at all.
Yeah, you can't deny it at all. Hard-fought victory. it was kind of just as MBK called it, right? You know, in a hard spot, he was going to be the player who would come through when they needed it most. And it seemed like, yeah, they had some of the good pieces, some of the pieces of the puzzle there. They had some of the strats, some of the loose executions and lurks and everything like that. And then when things got a bit hairy, ZywOo comes through and gets the 3-piece for the family.
Right, you know, you keep them on the leash, you try to play your structure, and then when things really start to hit the wall, you just let it go. Which we're going to do as well. After this first map, we'll hand this one back over to Tress and the boys on the desk.